uploaded to the internet. The footage begins with a battle that took place at the Chichen Itza pyramid. We then see another clip of Crafts fighting at Oxford. You can see some form of artillery or gunfire taking place in the top right corner. The most fascinating clip is this one from Machu Picchu, where there is a massive firefight. And something crashes at Stonehenge. Is this footage authentic? If it is, why was it covered up?
The huge black scar in the face of the earth, in the southeastern part of the Sinai Peninsula, and the blackened stones that show signs of being instantly melted by extreme intense heat. There is more evidence. Higher than normal levels of radioactivity have been found in the Dead Sea. The site of Sodom and Gomorrah have been nuked at the same time, and in the land of Sumer itself, a recent study has found that around the time of the destruction of Sumer, there was a sudden climate change there, the nature of which is consistent with a nuclear fallout. The Sumerian civilization disappeared around 2000 BC, just as suddenly as it appeared. It is clear that its fall was very tragic, as many Sumerian lamentation texts have been found bewailing the destruction and desolation of various Sumerian cities.
Them to go away. We do not want you here. He told, leave the planet and never come back. You know what the Annunaki told him?
No, but I'm hoping you'll tell me.
The Annunaki said to Putin, Earth is our planet, not yours. We are the ones who seeded the earth with strands of life. He said that they grew all life on earth. As in a giant petri dish. Humans, the Annunaki said, belong to them, just as your mother's chicken belonged to her. So, every 3,600 years, give or take, they return to harvest.
Harvest what?
Us. We are little more than food and slave labor for them.
Theological repercussions aside, that is a frightening thought to comprehend. How did the Annunaki respond to Putin's answer?
The Annunaki said, you've been warned and left.
And yet, no massive Annunaki force has invaded Russia.
At least not yet.
One thing I really don't understand. If the Annunaki have the ability to instantly travel anywhere they want using these portals, I mean, why haven't they just sent a brigade of soldiers into Moscow? If the Annunaki who wanted to speak to Putin showed up at the MOD, obviously they must have these portals in Russia already.
For every answer we know, there are two we do not. It is possible the case can accommodate only a certain number of Annunaki before needing a recharge. We just don't have all the answers, but keep in mind that Annunaki do not just attack military, they work behind the scenes. Evil machinations with human beings corrupted by Annunnaki's sinister agendas. If they can infiltrate government positions and influence law, they need not show up with guns blazing.
Fascinating. Does Putin believe right now, does he think that the Annunaki have infiltrated the Russian government?
No. But he believes other nations have been compromised.
What nations, for instance?
For instance, yours.
Putin believes the Annunaki have infiltrated the White House?
Not sure about now, but under Obama administration, many Annunaki roamed the White House corridors. I really don't have more information on them.
Now, interestingly enough, you're not the first person to make such a suggestion. I haven't heard about the Annunaki infiltrating the White House, or others have talked about another race called the Reptilians, but we're not going to go there right now. Let's step in a different direction. According to you, Russian forces have clashed at least 6 times with the Annunaki, resulting in many deaths on both sides.
system. In fact, every high official are pretty much in a panic, trying to prepare and figure out what are they going to do about it. Are they in danger? Is race going to come back to destroy the sixth race? They are the original creators, the first beings that took our species and genetically remodified us. That should allow one to know that they know every detail, every fragment, every piece, every flaw about the human species. They even took some of the human species to their planet, Nibiru, and kept them there for more than 20,000 years. In fact, some of the humans actually married into their race. Not just their race, but other beings' race as well. Every high official knows that they're going to return. The question one must ask is, are they returning to finish what they usually do, and that's destroy this race, or stop the chaos from what's going on? Our race has become pretty advanced from when they left up to now. In exchange for technology, we were given up to other beings for them to study our anatomy, to study our genetics, to study everything about it. But also, I must mention, I believe in parts of Brazil, there were some beings. They were known as the Annunaki. They, about 40 years ago, I think so, came to this planet to get an update on how the humans work. So this is part of the Great War everyone is talking about.
Gods of Mesopotamia believed to be from the planet Nibiru. I wonder what the Anunnaki really looked like.
We attack at dawn.
Okay, guys, so we know June 1st is upon us, and our government is supposedly going to release all of their classified files and documents and information about the UFOs and UAPs. Most of us are already aware of our galactic friends and foes, but if you're not, check out this book, The Annunaki Final Warning to Earth and the Return of 2022. Maximilian D. Lafayette has written many books about the Anunnaki and what their purpose and plans are for this Earth that they so helpfully created. And no, the Anunnaki did not create us to mine gold. Gold isn't even that big of a deal to them. They can have access to all types of textiles. But what they are going to do is come back and do a cleansing of this earth from all of the dark matter that the Greys have contaminated the human species with. You know, the pedophilia, the greed, the corruption, the control, all of those things are not in alignment with the divine plan. So the Anunnaki have decided it's time to come clean it up.
We're going to discuss a few topics here.
One of the things that we want to talk about is what we were discussing a little bit ago, and that is the significance of this NASA war document that was found on the NASA website, and the need to urgently get this out in front of as many people as possible because of the content of this document. It was on the NASA website, and it was a document that actually is a PowerPoint presentation by Dennis Bushnell, the chief NASA scientist at the Langley Center. And it was presented in 2001, July of 2001, just a few months before 9/11. And what brought my attention to it on page 4, it said the presentation is based in all cases upon existing data, trends, analysis technologies, no pixie dust. And the entire premise of the document, or the PowerPoint, is about robots, cyborgs, and humans. The Illuminati, the most wealthy, rich men on the face of the planet, always telegraph everything that they're going to do. So the fact that it was on the NASA website, it was certainly available to the public, And what it said, which was quite shocking, on page 93, it said, "Capture, torture Americans in living color on prime time." And that is an unbelievable statement. Then it's followed up by saying, "Terror attacks within the continental United States using binary biologicals take down critical infrastructure. They are going to use an EMP, which is an electromagnetic pulse. They're going to use radiation frequencies against our brains, etc., and conduct serious cyber damage and exploitation." On the same page 93, they say exploit CNN syndrome. Now, CNN, of course, is the network, the news media network, propaganda machine, and was set up by the CIA. On page 66, they say increasingly critical are human limitations and human downsides. Humans are too large, humans are too heavy, too tender, humans are too slow, both physically and mentally, and we require huge logistical trains, meaning we cost way too much money to maintain, and humans have rapidly decreasing to negative value. Can you even believe this? I mean, you're hearing this.
Fam, so Scott, Ryan TV, bang, bang, bang. Hey, yo, family. This is Babylon's #1 symbol for the New World Order in our time, the Georgia Guidestones. Someone or something blew it to smithereens, family. Totally wrecked it. And family, this is a good thing. They tried to turn on the machine yesterday, right? And today the symbol of their New World Order is completely crushed. Family, look into it. Yeah, it's our time. It's over for them. I bet you any money was a plasma bolt in that shit. Totally smashed on it. Anyway, family, rejoice. Hey, yo, so Scott.
What up, good brother? Let's get into it. The Annunaki is tired of our shit. And clearly they said this year is the year that they coming back to clean up the mess. They have sent a representative down here at least 3 or 4 times. And on the 4th time, the representative of Nibiru came to Earth to try to warn our government about our eating habits and living habits. They tried to kill this representative. So, this same representative said, all right, well, y'all was right. They evil. It's nothing we can do with them. Y'all can just go ahead and do what y'all got to do with them. And the Annunaki Council basically said, we told you. They are heavily contaminated with Gray's DNA. And ultimately, this is the reason they say that they left us in the very first place. Because they created us in their image, but they did not give us Gray DNA. The Anunnaki have broken human beings down into 3 categories. They really got us down by contamination levels. Heavy, medium, and light contamination. And if you just so happen to be of heavy contamination, there's no saving you or no one like you whatsoever. It's kind of the same thing for medium contamination too. But if you a medium contaminated human, you kind of still have a chance to change the way you eat, change the way you live, whatever the case may be. But if you do not, by the time they cut that cosmic belt off, which will ultimately disable the positive and negative grade, if you don't do nothing about that, you're going to be treated just like the heavily contaminated ones. Anybody of light contamination is going straight to the bubble. And or will be able to go through the babs, which are stargates. Babs is just like the Hebrew word for stargate. But trust me when I tell you that this is nothing cool at all. So I wonder why people was getting up here talking about, oh, the Anunnaki is about to retire, yeah, praise, praise, praise. They're not coming down here for praise at all. Death, destruction, and cataclysm. Like I said for part 2, I'm going to tell y'all what these contamination lists consist of and the cataclysmic event.
Remember, ain't no way. So you telling me
whole time the Transformers was talking about the Anunnaki, y'all might want to tune into this one. I don't think y'all ever heard some shit like this. The entire storyline from each movie translates to the story of the fall of frequency of carbonated beings. It's symbolic. Tune in. Let me first begin by saying that the planet Cybertron is allegory for the planet Sirius X, which is the headquarters of the Sirius star system for the Anunnaki, a technological advanced society, kind of like Wakanda, if you will. During the fall of our frequency, we went from telepathy to symbols and then to letters, which is why none of the human beings could understand what the symbols were and where they came from. Because, now stay with me. Transformers 2, Revenge of the Fallen. Only a Prime could defeat the Fallen, which is why he waited for Optimus to die. 7 of them had already passed, and Optimus is the only Prime left. Once Optimus Prime temporarily died before he was revived, the Fallen came back to Earth to claim back an object called the Matrix. Notice how it's called the Matrix. My awakened ones know we live in the Matrix right now. In order to revive his planet, the Fallen needed the Matrix for a machine that would harvest the sun's energy, because the sun's energy would bring back the life force of planet Cybertron, or Sirius X. The technology to harvest the sun was at the top edge of Giza. And we know what that is. One of 9 ether beings' ancient civilizations. The Decepticons fought for the survival of their own planet, and the Autobots fought for the colonizers. The divine source of the Transformers didn't even fuck with Optimus. Why do you think Sentinel Prime turned against the Autobots after they...
What you must realize, my Autobot brothers, is we were never going to win the war. For the sake of our planet's survival, a deal had to be made with Megatron. This is our home. We must defend the humans. Lost you are, Optimus. On Cybertron we will cross. And here, they call us machines. Let the humans serve us or perish.
Just like a war broke out on Cybertron, a war broke out on Sirius X, which is how planet Tiamat or Earth got here in the first place. The Matrix would help revive Cybertron, which is why the humans kept trying to keep it out of their hands. And once we all realized that the Matrix is what's holding us back, is when we all will rise. They don't want us to rise. They want us to submit like him. We consume 85% of the economy. Without us or the Autobots, there would be no them. Remember who you are. Peace.
Steve, on the Pentagon, that the buzzword in the secret of secrets in the Pentagon is the Sumerian gods are returning, and that's what they're referring to as that whole area. Wow.
Can you repeat that again, just in case anybody missed it? The buzzword
in the Pentagon, in the military circles that are in the know about the cover-up here, they kind of, in whisper tones, talk about the return of the Sumerian gods. And they're talking about what we would call aliens or fallen angels returning into the Middle East, into old Sumer area. The Annunaki.
At that time, I didn't know.
What do you think?
We have been in touch with the Annunaki.
Okay. And are you aware of the Clark McClelland sort of testimony that talks about, this very, very tall spaceman? Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So that was an Anunnaki, right?
Say again?
That was an Anunnaki. That was supposedly Clark McClelland always said that he saw this very large, tall being instructing a couple of our astronauts on a television screen.
Mm-hmm.
That was
The beings he's talking of were almost like black Africans. Yeah.
There is one laser that shows what people they are.
So people with dark skin getting off. Dark, black skin, black. Were they tall? Very tall. Okay.
Safe. 7 feet.
بمعنى أن السومريين لما استقروا في هذه الأرض القوات الفضائية السومرية نحو الكواكب الأخرى. والسومريين أول من اكتشف الكوكب رقم 12 الذي اعترفت به وكالة ناسا الفضاء قبل بضعة أيام، والذي أطلقوا عليه نيبيرو، ويدور حول الشمس ب 3600 سنة كل.
Take a serious look at what's occurring globally. These UFO sightings are occurring globally, all around the world. And it's not just a phenomenon, UFO phenomena. No, they're real. They are very real. And I think they've tried to keep the lid on this type of activity that's occurring in order for people not to get so panicky. I think that. I really do, and I understand. I understand because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of religions that just do not accept any other life form and other than humans. And you don't even have to adhere to any type of religion. There's just some people, they don't even want to hear it. They don't want to hear about it. They do not want to think outside the box. They don't. They want to have their own little world that they live in and just leave the UFOs out of it. Leave that to the sci-fi. That's what they want. But we can't do that anymore. We really can't. Our world is changing. There's been too many sightings, and the sightings are increasing, you all. We've got to